Oh,
I
yeah.
support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet.
It's not his fault. Ramon James cannot move his feet. Now, everybody's been abuzz about LeBron James not playing. We went over this last night, but not to the degree I'm about to go to it today, because something very interesting happened that I didn't know until I spoke to a couple of people. Now, here's what's going on. Going into the weekend, they knew LeBron James wasn't playing. LeBron James was acting as if he wasn't going to give it a go, like he was not going to actually play in this game. But they didn't know till, I think, NBA All-Star Saturday that LeBron was officially not going to play in the game. But the rest of the outside world weren't told. But they knew. Now, what they're facing with is a lot of the NBA fans and people who bought tickets to come out and see this show is claiming that they could sue for fraud because they promoted it as if LeBron James was going to play in the game, and a lot of them bought their tickets to see LeBron play. But to avoid lawsuit, let me tell you what happened. There's a disclaimer there that tells you, due to injury or whatever, they're not responsible. You're not going to get a dime. And not only that, people, LeBron James was in attendance. He was in attendance. He did the interview. He came out with the team. You can't assess if he's injured or not. So your lawsuit's going to go nowhere. I'm telling you, to the fans that was talking about suing, your lawsuit's going nowhere. Sorry. It just isn't. Now, I know fan theory is and the internet is something else, but real legal terms, I would tell you, hit the like button, good people. Hit the like button, good people. That's right. Hit the like button. We appreciate all the love and support that we get. Like, share, subscribe to the page. If you're new here, congratulations. Now, the main question everybody got, because in all the promotions, LeBron is in all of the promotions and everything else that they've done leading up to this. Now, for the whole weekend, you saw very little of LeBron James in the promotion. You ever notice that? They interviewed Tracy McGrady and everybody else. They were not involving LeBron James in anything that was going on. Did you notice this? I want to know who paid attention. Did you notice LeBron wasn't involved in any of the activities or anything? Playing or not playing, he was not involved. Because it was like I told you before, this whole thing and this policy change, everybody wasn't on board with. LeBron James did not like this idea because his format was the Team LeBron, Team Curry, Team Kevin, Team LeBron versus his team. We all pick players, and that's the way it goes. He liked that format. He thought it was great, the idea he came up with. That ruined tradition in the NBA. So they decided, okay, this isn't working anymore. The fans are very angry about it. And the people who spent all that money to come out, they can't stand the game. We need to try something else. LeBron James did not want to pivot. He said, well, all right, well, let's go back to the original way. And Steph then was like, that's kind of boring too. With today's modern time, and Adam Silver's thinking like Steph Curry, the other colonizer, like Drake, they bring out colonizer number 2, Stephen Curry, who comes up with an idea that we can come out and say, hey, this is what we need to do. We need to make this thing like miniature golf. Curry ain't got the whole league shooting threes. The whole league want to shoot threes because the league says we need everybody playing like Steph Curry. That style is exciting. Yeah, it's exciting when Steph does it, not when a whole team is trying to beat Steph Curry. Now, the colonizer Steph Curry decides to come along and decide that he wants to change the rules and tradition. Why is TNT shutting it down? They're not. TNT won't be they won't be partnered with the NBA anymore. So that's it. After this season, it's done. The NBA is moving. So this is TNT's last season under contract. So colonizer Steph decides, I'm going to sit over here and make a whole new thing, format that's basically the big 3. But we're going to have the big 5. Yeah, the big 5. And we're going to do full court. And it'll be a mini tournament. Every team just go to 40 points. And we'll see which team wins. That's going to be exciting. You know how many YouTube shorts we can get off that? TikToks and everything. Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to dominate the internet. Adam Silver. Dominate the internet. TikTok, Instagram. That's like 60-second basketball. I like it. I love it. This is exciting. So many opportunities here. So much fun. That's what I like. Of course you like that. Everything that had something to do with this had nothing to do with basketball. That Mr. Beast crap was the worst piece of junk I've ever seen in my life. The phoniest thing I've ever seen. We got a random person out of the crowd. I don't know him. But he's coming in there. Yeah, and he's so media trained. Hey, this is Dame Lillard. He goes, he fist bumped Dame. You know, he wasn't no regular guy from the crowd. If you got a regular guy from the crowd, he wouldn't have reacted that way. This guy had media training, everything. You ever played basketball before? Yes, I played some basketball, back in school and stuff. Okay, well, if you hit the shot, what are you going to do with the money? Well, I don't know, take care of some bills for my family. Probably take care and go to college. College, all right, good luck. It was the phoniest damn thing I've ever seen. Phony. Then it's like, this isn't working. This just exposed the magnet ball, by the way, because that's all it did was expose that. Now the magnet ball activity is going on. So now they shooting the magnet ball. The magnet ball goes in and out. And they making it like Dame Lillard can't hit 3 shots. So Steph Curry set this up so Dame Lillard could be the sacrificial lamb to lose to this kid shooting long distance shots. So you're going to tell us an NBA player couldn't beat this kid who couldn't he barely could hit the backboard with the ball that he got. Then it's 30 seconds to commercial. It's like, well, it's 30 seconds, then we got to go to commercial. We got to hurry up here. And right at the 29-second mark, the ball goes up, the siren goes off, and he hits the shot. The mascots come over and then they grab him. They're like, hey, all right, you get in this thing here with $100,000 in ones. And if that's 100,000 in ones, I'm a goddamn Chinaman. But anyway, he gets in there. Right? And he's like, so what is this? What does this feel like? Oh man, this feels amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. No, I'm like, all programmed. Anybody want $100,000? They be too busy screaming. They be, Dave, what's up, Dave? They would be so excited. They couldn't probably settle down to do the damn shot, let alone give an interview. Gosh, Steph and damn Curry. You see, this is what they do. This is what they do. They think if they look like you, if they move like you, hell, anybody could be you. They ain't gotta have your morals. They don't have to have your principles. That's where we are right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly where we are. So we got the colonizer, Steph Curry, coming in and telling us what's wrong with the All-Star game. He's gonna fix it. This is the way to do it. As Draymond Green said, that Steph got mad about, is the fact that Draymond Green said, if the All-Star game is what we achieve to be, and what we strive to be, and what we want it to be, that's what we're striving for. The plane is a plane unless the president's on it. When the president is on it, it becomes Air Force One. Once the president is on the plane. When the NBA superstars get on the court, it's an all-star game. Because the all-stars are on the court. And we got rising stars, guys who shouldn't even be on that court with the all-star games. What are we saying to the other players in the league who are good enough to be there, but just because there's not enough spots, they can't make it? Now we got this. So now with this in hand and this in tow, you're looking at a situation that's way past everything that you've ever seen. And Steph was like, man, this is, I think we needed a new fresh look. It don't need a fresh look. You out here with Mitch Mac shoes on this arcade ass court. That's fun for you because you think this is a goddamn Dave and Buster's. This is the NBA. You want that? You go to Dave and Buster's. You go to Miniature Golf World. This ain't your TV show. You quit making a mockery. You think if LeBron James is making a mockery of the game that we're just going to be okay with you doing it? The same smoke I get at LeBron, I got to get at this damn colonizer. The same smoke got to come your way. Now, granted, you're more skilled than him and you're a better basketball player, but you are just like him. In a certain aspect is y'all both believe like this is y'all thing here. And it's a problem is that you're subservient to this bum. This bum did not want to participate in your vision. When you participated in the vision that he had, you backed his play. He didn't back your play. He came out. Yep. I'm going to wave my hand, but I ain't with this stupid. Hey, I ain't playing. Now, the league knew LeBron was not going to play because they didn't put him in any of the promotions for this entire event whatsoever. They didn't run up to interview him or nothing. They sat there. He did his media day, and then they said, "So well, we're gonna see you up." Oh no, you're not gonna see me do nothing. And he sat out only because he was pouting about this format. He didn't like the format and said, "Well, we should have it like this, right? Like some of the main superstars be the captain." Right, they don't have to play. They could just be like the captains of the team, and that's why I could be a captain. So that means I don't have to play, but I have the option to play if I want to. Like I can come in for a play, and then I can dip out. I'm like, they're like, what's so basically, it's the big three. It's just the big five. You made a mini tournament, which is going to make Adam Silver just cream on himself. A tournament? On a one-day tournament? Oh. He going to fall out. Why I call Steph a colonizer? Because that's exactly what he is. If you was on the Patreon, you already know why. And I had to expose him. I like Steph, but I'm like, dude, I like you as a player. You know what I'm saying? But you've done some things, bro. You fake woke, and you out here doing all this garbage behind the scenes. You know, I hate people who try to pretend to be black, but I identify like I'm black and then don't do a damn thing for blacks. That's colonizer Steph. You grew up a white goddamn boy doing white boy activities. You don't do anything black. You golf. You ain't been to nothing black. But want to do everything and tell blacks what blacks need to be doing. See, that's the problem there. At least Michael Jordan got the decency enough to say, I ain't saying a damn thing. I don't give a damn about nothing. At least he was smart enough not to give a damn about nothing. People would rather you not give a damn about nothing than try to put them in affordable housing. We need this. We need the Affordable Housing Act. Then they said, okay, well, they put in affordable housing right where Steph Curry lived. Nobody said, oh no, I don't want them niggas by me. Colonizer Steph, this is what you asked for, right? Yeah, but not by my house. That's too close to where I live. What about my kids and families? Oh, but it's okay for them to be about somebody else's house. Colonizer Steph. You see? What, y'all think my memory bad? I know what he did. Remember, on that Patreon, I didn't expose them. Now, if I ever brought that video to YouTube, it won't even get played. That traffic won't move on that video. They not letting that out. They can't afford to. It's too dangerous to their identity that they've created. They don't want that out to the world. Why do you think he identified with Drake a lot? That he cool with Drake. They colonizers. They fit. Those two are hand in hand. Elbow to elbow. The colonizer crew. So they put the league in the hand of the colonizer. Who gonna tell you what's best for you, the black people? This is what y'all want to see. No, this is what white teenage suburbanites want to see. Who play Minecraft and goddamn Fortnite all day. This is what they want to see. not people that watch basketball game. You're catering the NBA to people that play Minecraft. Good. Where do you think that's going to take you? They don't buy tickets to the game. They click online. They'll be playing the game and click something on the internet and be playing it while they're playing the game. Oh, dude, look at that. That's sick, right? I'm going to do that on 2K. Let's play 2K Street. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that move. $13s to 25-year-olds. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at them for what they're doing. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm too old. But when you want to step away from people like me, that's cool. And go to another generation, but I'm somebody that pay money. I work. I pay bills. I'm the one that would buy the tickets and go to the games. They feel we get the kids, the parents going to do whatever the kids want to do. They come in town. Kids want to go. Parents they don't want to go, but they got to go because their kids want to go. And we got the kids, we got them, we got the world. That ain't how the NFL thinks. Normally, you model yourself after your competitor, or not even really your competitor, but the goal in the area you're trying to get to, that mark you're trying to get to, you kind of follow the game plan and the marketing strategy that they have in place to keep your game afloat. To say, hey, they got a good modeling system to follow. That was the keys to success that they used, and it worked flawlessly. They didn't give a damn about the players. They cared about the team. The team, the team. They're catering to families. We're not cutting out the dad that go to work on the truck. We're not cutting them out at all. They cater that game to men. And the women want to see the football players in tights. That's why they come to watch the game. They want to see that. They just there for the excitement. And dad love to play football out there in the yard. Get out there, block, football. There's a lot of towns that it thrives on the football game, the baseball game, high school, college. And you feel like, hey, you play hard enough, you can get to the league. Now, the NBA, they cater to players. Players retire. Players get hurt. Players break down. So when you cater to players and you cater to one player, this bum from Akron, and you've been carrying him around for 22 years as your face of your league, he's giving you nothing. He's taken from this league. What have LeBron given the NBA? What did he give you? He didn't take this to new heights. But Colonizer Steph did. He actually gave you something. Colonizer Steph actually gave you something to achieve, to try to be. He raised the value of the NBA. Michael Jordan and those guys, Kobe, when they left the game in better state than it was. They said, here, boom, there you go. Kobe left in 2016. And the best team in basketball were the Golden State Warriors. It was the Steph Curry era. LeBron had it for like 2 years when Kobe was out. And he still wasn't dominant. All he did was take from the league. Some of the worst basketball finals in playoff history under his watch. The All-Star game dissolved to nothing. That was his era. Destroyed the All-Star game. Destroyed the playoffs. Destroyed teams. Destroyed everything. Coaches. He destroyed everything in basketball that you love. Everything you love about basketball was destroyed under LeBron James' watch, under his leadership, under his reign. These are facts. All of this happened under his era. The NBA All-Star Game was never looked at like this. The whole weekend was never looked at like this until LeBron James. And it started to go down, down, down. Everything. Everybody jumping from team to team. Everybody running on teams. That started because he started that. Taking superstar players in their primes, moving them all on his team, moving players around so that he can have a loaded deck every year when he go into the playoffs. Instead of trying to work with what he have and try to build to win a championship. Nope, he needs everything fast. So he ruined that because now everybody's doing it. So now you're messing up collective bargaining agreements, and now you got to get clauses put in there to make people play games. We got to have a load management rule now. You got to have all of these things because everybody else is going to feel entitled because LeBron did it. See, Michael Jordan and Kobe, what made them great is they didn't ask for special treatment from the league. Michael Jordan played preseason games. He could have sat all of them out. He could have sat out the whole preseason. Michael Jordan didn't miss practice. And they actually practiced. He was there on time every time. Unless he was there getting some treatment, Jordan was there. He don't got to practice. Michael Jordan didn't miss a game. Unless he was hurt. Michael Jordan didn't miss games. He's playing 82. Kobe, 82s. So you couldn't say nothing to them about they cheating the game. These players couldn't ask for no special treatment because they was like, well, damn, Kobe and Mike ain't getting it. What makes us gonna give it to you? But this oversized baby, overgrown baby came in the league crying and kicking because he can't win, gets mad because he can't win, goes to Miami so he can play with all his young ass friends who's in their prime at 25. They put them all on one team so they can win championship. And y'all allowed it. You still don't get why Steph is a You still don't get why Steph is the colonizer. Oh my goodness. I told y'all it's on my Patreon, but if we gotta go there, jeez. All right. It's on my Patreon. I'll give y'all a little taste. Y'all remember this show, Good Times? See, I had to expose the Stephen Curry lie. Okay? Norman Lear, Good Times show with Seth MacFarlane. Steph Curry teams up with them to give us the most racist depiction of black people there is. A show called Good Times on Netflix. Did you know Stephen Curry is one of the main people behind the show? To put a depiction up of black people looking like that? You know why? Because he ain't around goddamn black people. He's a goddamn colonizer. That's why he didn't like Kendrick Lamar. That's why he liked Drake so much, because he identifies with him. He's right along with him. Steph Curry went to a church called the Believers. They're a religious cult called the Believers. We're the Believers. I know everything about Stephen Curry. Trust me. I got a video coming out about stuff y'all don't even know about. This is why Shea Alexander and Steph, they don't really get along. Y'all ain't know that, did y'all? It's personal. They tried to recruit me into Believers. I've told this story. The Believers. I'm like, the Believers? That was a horror movie I saw about an African cult. About this voodoo cult back in the 80s with Martin Sheen. That was terrifying back in the day. That was in the 80s. Called The Believers. So every time I hear The Believers, that make me think of that movie. So I was already on alert. But Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry are believers. They went to the same church in North Carolina. They was part of this. Well, ain't no black people in there. And the black people in there, oh, they ain't black folks. Tell you that right now. They're believers. Believers believe in this process here. The man controls the house, which I ain't got no problem with that. The women are there to be obedient to the man. That's it. The women are there to be subservient to the man. That is their policy. That is how they move. There's no alcohol. There's no drinking whatsoever. No alcohol. They throw parties. They brainwash basically everything you believe in. And hell, they tried to fix me up with a woman with 2 kids. She was a believer and she joined them, and they was, don't worry, we will find you a suitor, and he's going to take care of you. I'm like, this is me. They trying to recruit me at the recruiting picnic and stick me with a damn family on day 1 of the recruitment. They was like, we want to introduce you to someone. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? I was like, hey, how you doing? I met her. And she's like, yeah, these are my 2 kids. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I'm thinking that's it. I'm talking back to people. And next thing you know, this woman's following me around everywhere I go. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, why is she following me around? I'm like, they're like, well, like, she's yours. If you want, this is you. I don't want no 2 kids that I don't know in this damn woman. I don't know a goddamn name. Man, they tried to hook me up with somebody there, and they got a party, right? And I'm like, man, I thought this was a party. And they got like cupcakes, bakery, bake sale. It was like a bake sale. Like, yeah, that's 25 cents. It's 50 cents. This is going to this charity foundation. And then they got all these people, and they were going to take a trip to Africa. They showing films in church. They was like, all right, let's go to the church. I was like, all right, I'll go up to this church, see what's going on. Went to the Believers Church. They talk about Jonah and the whale. They start off with Jonah and the whale. Steph Curry knows this church very well, don't you, Steph? Steph Curry is one of their members. With Ayesha, her whole family, and Curry's whole family. So they go in there, right? They start off with Jonah and the whale. Jonah, and they got a song for all of this stuff. Jonah and the whale. I'm like, hey, they jamming up in here. Jonah and the whale. All right. And I'm like, okay, are they going to get past Jonah and the whale? Is that the segment for today? Is Jonah and the whale? All right, we're going to be here. So, in this church, it's about 3 black folks and about maybe 4 that look like Steph complexion, like they mixed. It's Latinos and whites. And I mean, these Latinos, they have no Spanish in them whatsoever. There ain't no accent in them. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You're still using that accent? We're Americans now. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. What is going on in here? So I saw the brother, man. I said, all right, brother. I'm like, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on, man? So this is what they do up in here? He's like, praise the Lord? Yes, this is what we do in here. Like, what else would we do in here? But no one does it like we do. That's right, brother. This is the place to be. It's jamming. I said, oh, it's jamming. Okay, yeah. I got to get out of here. I don't want to be jamming. So day one of this recruitment process, they want me to go on this exposition with them. I'm like, I'm not even a member. Y'all tried to give me a wife and 2 kids. You don't know me. And you already just stuck me with a wife and 2 kids. That's one. 2. He said, I heard this at a church before, Coach. Right. 2, I'm already invited to an exposition with people I don't goddamn know. I don't even travel with people I know like that. Now I'm going on an exposition, and then I got a black dude up in here talking about his jamming. Only thing gonna be jamming, and it's probably my gun after I start blasting everybody up in here. How she looked? She looked like a woman that had 2 kids and got ditched by her man. You know, she's a woman with 2 kids. She was like, what the young folks say, mid. She was mid. She was decent, but she was like Walmart mom, you know, like she probably was something back in her day, in her time, but she's a mom with 2 kids now, you know? So this whole situation changed. So now I'm like, you invited on the expose. So I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to no trip. They was like, oh, we go there and we save. So they like basically give a progress report. This is supposed to be church. They're playing videos of a progress report of a charity foundation. Like, look at what we did last time we went 2 months ago. Look, there's Sarah. That's them. They got the white shirts on. And look at them. They're saving that elephant. And they're like, oh, look at that. That's what we do here. And see those kids over there? Yeah, they got this disease called blah, blah, blah. And we put the money there. And hey, I'm like, okay, that's nice. I thought this was church. And that's what believers do. And then they start this chant. And they start leaning back and forth. Ooh, ooh, we are. Ooh, I'm like, man, y'all the acapella while this dude is singing? I was like, man, how y'all know the notes and how y'all know to move around like that? I'm standing still and I'm like, man, this is crazy as hell. And come to find out, they got a report on everybody there. They got your file. You ain't just coming in there, they don't know you. This is why they approach you the way they do, because they know you. You just don't know they know how much information they know about your mama, your daddy, where you come from, how much you make, and that's all they really looking at, how much you make. They said, whoa, he's making this much money? We got to get him into the believers. That's how much money we could be having coming here. They got a tax man in there that was going to do my taxes. They got everybody. They got everything lined up for you in the believers. So, once I didn't become a believer, oh man, I was public enemy number 1 of them. But Steph Curry is a big member. They wanted to promote one of our best accomplishments and achievements, Steph Curry and the Curry family and Ayesha and her family. They look so pretty together, don't you agree? But what happened when they got outside the believers? When they got outside the Carolinas? What happened when y'all got outside the Carolinas? You know what y'all did, Steph Curry? You went and got that tattoo, and you know that's against the believers' code. But you tried to hide it. You started getting more and more like a degenerate. And your mom was terrified when she saw you use profanity on television. She lost her mind, called you up. What are you doing? Because they believers. Y'all not supposed to do that. That's against the believer code. You know I know. But I can tell right away your depictions and the way you signed off on this Netflix series. And you got with another atheist and Seth MacFarlane and put this depiction out of black people. You would have never put out a series like that about white people. Ever. Colonizer Steph. And what about old Miss Good and Wholesome? Ayesha Curry. You know why they kept Ayesha in the house? A lot, and they only let her go to church and wouldn't let her do anything, and they apologized to her. The mama did. But you know why, Steph. She was wild. She wanted to do stuff. She was tired of being conformed. Right? Before y'all got married, what was your wife doing, Steph? What was your wife doing, Steph? What was she with a Chicago man? The year before the year you signed, right before you signed to go to the Golden State Warriors. Weeks. What happened?
Seemed like
you were assigned to be in a motion picture, right? With a man from Chicago.
you the only one that's tripping.
And you the only one that's tripping. And what he got you tripping about? That's Ayesha Curry. And she is in the jacuzzi.
Okay, you're not getting in here with us.
Oh, it's like that?
What are you, stupid or something?
Wait a minute, Shaw, you ain't even seen what I got to offer you. Let me show you this. What's really going on?
See, now, do you want me to keep exposing and pulling the layers back? Colonizer Steph, do you really want me to pull the covers back and go further? I don't think you want me to go further. So out of respect for you, this will be on the Patreon. I'm not bringing this to YouTube. So we're going to sit that there. And if everybody wants to go and see that and see what was going on that led to all of this, and there's big controversy that went on because she did that, because she's a believer. That's why I told you the believer story, so you would know what a believer is, how they act, and what they are. So when they tell you they believers, they ain't just Christians or nothing. That's a whole nother cult. They're Christian-ish. So you have to watch out with what these people say and do. That's a movie you probably ain't gonna never see, Trainer. And that's why I'm telling you, this is why they reinvent themselves, and now she just cook. I'm a chef. Look, I cook. I do this. Yeah, you reinvented yourself, but you. Yeah. So join the Karceno for Life Patreon and you'll be caught up with what's going on over there. Feel me? Now, yes, my Cash App is Karceno. Thank you. I appreciate all of y'all. Hit the like button. Like button's free. But this is why I tried to tell y'all, these dudes is not as clean and as wholesome as y'all think they are. This dude signed an order to keep black folks away from his house. When he talked about all the black people he wanted to help out with affordable living and blaming the president and all of this double talking, colonizing son of a bee did not like where they were putting the affordable housing he fought for. So this tells you he has a disconnect with black people in this country. Why? Because he was not raised around any black people in this country. Only black people he know dribbled a basketball and they were millionaires. Them the only black folks you knew. And they didn't act like black folks. They carried themselves as white boys. And that's exactly how you was raised, Steph, as a white boy. You're not a brother. You ain't seen no parts of a ghetto in your life. You do not identify. You ain't never been looked at in any other way. You've been living in a damn $1 million house your entire goddamn life since you was born. Stop. But yet, you the one that's going to speak for black people and black culture. And Steph is doing this for the community in the Bay. He ain't do a goddamn thing for people in the Bay. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's a lie. He did nothing for y'all in Oakland. I'm going to tell you that right now. Only thing he did was put y'all on the map with the championships. And you know what he did? He's the one that agreed and signed on to get the extension if they moved out of Oakland. That's something you didn't know. He didn't want to be around y'all niggas. He wanted to go to San Francisco. And he said, well, if they get the new stadium, I'll stay. That's part of his agreement to stay with the Warriors. Is the fact that they going to move the stadium out of Oakland. They ain't going to tell you that. That was one of his major requirements, is that they renovate the stadium. He was like, I just wanted a new stadium. I didn't care if it was in Oakland or where it was at. I just wanted a new stadium. No, you wanted to go to San Fran because that's closer to where you live. And only people from the Bay know San Francisco and the Bay, Oakland, those two are remarkably different. Y'all think it's all the same. Because it's time to expose these clowns. Because you give them a pass, and then it's like they're a guest in your house, and they've been in a guest in your house so long, they think they can start telling you stuff. And you go, wait a minute, Mom, I'll pay the bills I'm in here. Who gave you the right? Who gave Steph Curry the right to say he gonna come in here and change the All-Star game and do who gave you that authority? I know what they want to see. Who is they? Damn sure ain't us. So the next time you want to talk about some damn, if it ain't about winning championships, that's about all that we want to hear from you. Just play your role. You the one that's dancing and throwing up shots and shimmying. Yeah, do your thing. Be the performing artist. That's your thing. But don't ever speak on Kendrick. Don't ever take up for your Drake all you want. But when you get out of line, people are going to remind you who you are in this world. Everybody was upset of that depiction. They asked Stephen Curry about the show one time. Like, you put up a show on Netflix and got a Netflix deal, and they used your black face to put the most ridiculous thing out on screen thought it was funny. No black person thought that Good Times on Netflix was funny from the trailer on. You know who thought it was funny? White folks. And those who supposed to be black, but only hang around white folk. Steph Curry thought Good Times was funny. And he couldn't wait to bring that out. And we was gonna laugh. We didn't laugh. Black people was highly offended. Then black folks didn't even know you was involved in it. How many of y'all knew Stephen Curry was even involved with the Good Times TV show? How many of y'all knew that? He's an executive producer. You see how they try to cover it up when it become a disaster and that black folks are offended? Then the NBA want to try to cover for Stephen Curry. And they want to try to act like he had nothing to do with it and it's just self-McFarlane. So when y'all go on that Patreon, y'all make sure y'all check that out. Because y'all gonna want to see that. See? We had to expose the Stephen Curry lie. See, he ain't a colleague, he a fucking colonizer. That's right. See, the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liars. CP, there it is. CP, where you been? You been on retreat? We was in here talking about all like CP ain't gonna be coming outside for about a month. We were supposed to do a Super Bowl rundown. I'm glad you back around. We can sit there and talk about the game now. I never did a live stream just about the game. So now that it's been a week, I think it's only right. We'll sit down and chop it up and just do a whole live stream on the game. So people could get their takes on it. Yeah, the Kansas City run is over. It's over. They done. They were carried in the NFL. The thing was, it was a point where nobody cared that they was cheating. I was calling it out for 3 years. The only reason that this All-Star game is like this and they're doing this is because LeBron James screwed up the All-Star game to begin with. So he created the culture for what it is so Steph Curry can come in and just give us this garbage that we just had to witness. They NBA All-Star weekend, they even made the three-point contest uninteresting. That was the most uninteresting three-point shootout we've ever seen. We used to get excited for the three-point contest. We're not even excited about that every night. Anymore because every night is a three-point shootout. Hell, every game is a three-point contest. Yeah, you'll be amazed, CP. I was in control this year. I didn't go off on him. I went off on him on the Patreon, though. On my Patreon. It's an exclusive me going off on Patrick Mahomes. And it was well deserved. Oh, no. He's the NFL's version of LeBron James, not Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is actually good. Patrick Mahomes isn't. Why would I call out the Patriots for what they do? They were being carried by the league. How are they being carried by the league? They're being carried by Tom Brady, who actually can play the game, who actually is very good. at what he does. No, Patrick Mahomes isn't a good quarterback. He's garbage. What have I been saying about Patrick Mahomes for the last 3-4 years? When they played the Tampa Bay Bucks, I was the one telling y'all back then, during the pandemic, 2021, I'm in Tampa. I'm telling everybody one thing. Mahomes is garbage. I'm not turning into Stephen A. I told you from day one, I know trash when I see it. This guy has a strong arm and he plays arcade football. He cannot run structured plays. He needs the play to break down so everybody can just go out and get open, and he'll find you. Just give him time. He's got a strong arm, and he could throw a ball about 50, 60 yards on a sidearm because he used to play baseball. And that's why most baseball players who are pitchers, like he was playing baseball, throwing the football is entirely different than throwing a baseball. But that's been his biggest flaw too. It made his arm strong, but it also threw off his technical play. And when you play that position, how you throw the ball overhand and step through and step into the throw, and he starts side-arming throws, and that was throwing people off because they said, all right, that's a sidearm. There's no way it can go that far. That ball would fly when Mahomes used to throw it. People weren't used to him. So it takes about 2-3 years for you to get used to a quarterback. So you've seen what they do. You know their tricks. You can't really rush him. He's fast. Now you're starting to see him settle in, and everybody's kind of familiar with him now. They've played him enough. Defensive coordinators have seen a lot of him. They know what to do with Mahomes. He said, how is Curry this and that, but you got a Warriors hat on? Because Steph Curry, when have I told you Steph Curry can't play this game? Didn't I say you? Steph Curry need to be worried about this, playing ball and shutting the F up about everything else because he's a goddamn colonizer. He doesn't identify with black folks because he never really been around no black folks that wasn't rich. So when you keep trying to make decisions and act like you speak for black people, you don't. Or we wouldn't have had that damn good times you just saw. That good times would have never been released. Had that been anybody black, they'd have been like, man, this is some trash. Oh, hell no, you ain't putting this out. They were like, oh, it's like the Boondocks. It's not the Boondocks. I'm like, this here is made from the mind of a pure racist of black people. This Seth MacFarlane guy, his interpretation of what he think black people are, that ain't flying here. But now it makes sense why he don't identify with Kendrick Lamar. And he identifies more with Drake. And Drake is all cool there and all that. Yeah, that's why. Not knowing Drake want to sleep with your wife. You dumb bastard. Why wasn't Bronny in the Rising Stars? Bronny ain't gonna be in no Rising Stars. LeBron wants no part. If you ain't gonna do something LeBron way, he ain't gonna want to participate. That's what this was. He sat out because he don't want to be a part of it. Plus, these are minions. They're absolutely minions. Did you really think Stephen Curry was going to be a part of this? No. I mean, LeBron James, he didn't want to sit through that. Everybody's like, why Cat Williams? Why would you expect Cat Williams to be at the All-Star, NBA All-Star? Hell, Kevin Hart's going to be there. You see, Kevin Hart is what you would call safe. He's safe with them. LeBron James, Kevin Hart, all them, they're safe with the NBA with Kevin Hart. He's what you call the safe comic. He's going to be safe for all the marketing deals. They're going to open up everything for him. Because, see, those people are going to think they special. The LeBrons, the Kevin Harts, they think they special. Their talent is why they're here. Now, Kevin Hart was broke. Came from Philly. He was broke. But the moral part is that he gave up. He portrayed this image of, I'm going to get everybody into this realm. I want to get everybody into this notion. Right? I want to get everybody out here into this world of, like, we're going to make it fun and we're going to do all of this. Right? He wants to bring fun back. He said Ice Cube is punching the air right now. Yeah, I mean, that's why he had to sue the NBA. Did you notice that went under the rug after Cube sued? It all went under the rug. Because they wanted everybody in a simulation. That's why it went in that direction. They wanted everybody to gather around, y'all. We all finna get in a simulation. Now, they blame Black Lives Matter for everything. Right? Black Lives Matter is what ruined the NBA. They took a knee. Ain't that what it said? They took a knee. That's what ruined the league. When were they doing Black Lives Matter? That was during the pandemic. So that was 2020. So the league was having no problems to after the pandemic. So to keep you distracted from the pandemic, they put their focus and moved all of their focus from police brutality and all of this stuff during the pandemic. Did you not notice that? Before the pandemic, they didn't give a damn about nothing going on around black culture, nothing. The NBA could care less. There was no BLMs, there was no movements on the court, and all of these things have been happening. Yep. They were catering to charity foundations and all that BLM stuff, and the money never got back to the doggone black folks. You thought we'd have woke up then. And who did they market to? Not black men. Black mothers and their children. Not black families. So, all of a sudden, it became all about these foundations. BLM. All of this. Why? So that the NBA could get money when they was losing money. Because the NBA was on a loan. They wasn't bringing the money in. They cannot afford to have games out. That's like you can't afford to make YouTube videos without ad monetization. They weren't getting ad revenue. The NBA can't exist without ad revenue. They will go broke. They had to get the players back out there to start that damn series back up. They cannot lose that damn money and say, wait till next year. I told you back when that happened, they're going to play. LeBron's going to make everybody play. He was like, I think we should just call the season and come back next year. The hell you won't. The NBA made them come back. Not only did they make them play in a mini tournament, they started the season right back up in about another month. They started a whole new season, which led to all the players getting hurt. They didn't give a damn. They need the ad money. See, y'all didn't understand how this thing worked. I know the business of it, so I knew right away what was going to happen. And they saw all their star players going down like dominoes. And LeBron was like, see, I told the NBA this was going to happen. Because NBA players, just like everybody else, have a system of when they're going to start getting back ready for the season and everything else. You got to build yourself back up to, getting that kind of cardio going again after you've been chilling for about 2 months. The NBA was off for 4 months before they did the in-season tournament. Those players weren't even in shape. So it was all a fraudulent plan to make money for the league. But they start including all this all-inclusive. Ever since 2021, it's been all of this acceptance of all of this, what they call diversity, which it really isn't. It's incorporating all of these things that they see that they think is part of the culture, that they want to open up more to this rainbow thing. And they think that represents us. Yeah, that's what they think. That's their belief, is that this is for us. This is for you. It's not for us. Just because somebody has a black face and black skin, that don't mean they're us. Don't mean we have the same ideals or beliefs. And now, feminization is being pushed and promoted more and more each time you look around. That the so-called gangsters are coming out more feminine. They hardcore. And then they get turned into manipulated, turned into she-males. This is what's happening out here. They go to hoop dreams, then street dreams, And then they start popping the mollies and the Zans, and they start making music because they ain't got nothing else to do. Then they turn around and start doing the next trend, dressing up like females. And what do you have your NBA players do? Vibing to these people. Your multi-million-dollar players are vibing to these people. They trying to dress like them. They want to get tattoos like them. So you want multi-million-dollar players to act like people who ain't got $5 in the hood. They want to wear the nail polish on their hands like that. They want to get their hair designed like that. They want to get tats and look like that. Now, how is that a good look for blacks? That's because all those drugs are mind control drugs. You're easy to be controlled. When you go to the shrink, what the shrinks give you? Prescription for what? Drugs. If the shrink could talk to you, what do he need to give you drugs for? He needs your mind in a weakened state to be controlled. So you could start doing what he's doing. Go from that to that. And while the NBA is arguing over unisex bathrooms, the NFL is saying, F you, play ball. And they wonder why they're losing. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, they promote that, but they're afraid of it. Because that's why they don't, that's the reason why Dwight Howard is not in the NBA. Why do you think Dwight Howard is not in the NBA? It's all based on what Dwight Howard was doing. And nobody want him in the locker room. They was like, hoop in the shower with Dwight Howard around. Knowing how playful and all these goofy games he was doing in Atlanta and New Jersey. The man had a butt injury that kept him out for the rest of the season in Brooklyn, and they cut him. They're like, all right, you go. They knew. It's not up for me to out these people. Like it's been plenty of these players in the league, and they know who they are, and y'all know who you know. Most people was on the money. Like for years, I've told people about Dwight Howard without it even having to be confirmed. But when you sitting over here catering to people like Karceno, and I'm like, what for? Exactly. What are we doing? Steph Curry won MVP of his own All-Star game tournament that he put together. Sound very LeBronish. That's what I'm saying. It's like, look, You got the Colonizer, and you got mm-hmm. When it's all said and done, people are going to understand the reasons why all of this came to the forefront. That's my whole take on it, is that you don't have to try to destroy a man or try to do all these things if they don't bring these things to the forefront. Like Steph Curry, everything he was doing, nobody's finna question him. Nobody was gonna say nothing bad to Steph. It's like, look, man, Steph was somebody that we like playing a basketball player. You know, he's fun to watch. He's entertaining. He plays the game the right way. You know, it's just a bad look when you see this situation happen and materialize, you know, and it shouldn't even be. But when you get out of your skin and start thinking you're going to speak for black people, when you don't even know the black people, you don't even know none of these dudes. You don't. You haven't been around any black folks that weren't millionaires. Like, what are we doing here? It's like they're not even being realistic on everything that's like, I just don't even know what to say. You know, in this situation, this day and time, this era, man, it's a whole different world, man. You know, like they're doing their thing, but like we've known this about Steph, but him being involved with the Netflix show with Good Time, you know, that was enough. But then here you are going basically, he's scared to say something about Kendrick because he in the Bay and he know the type of backlash he was going to do. But when I found out what he did behind the scenes, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drag you to the light now, because you supporting Drake a little too hard, and that's cool. If you like Drake, fine. Kevin Durant like Drake. Did I drag Kevin Durant? So it ain't about Drake. You can like Drake if you like Drake. That's you. If you want to support that piece of shit, that's on you. But it tells a lot about you. Like Kevin Durant don't control nothing. You see, he got no movement on nothing. So you can like him all you want. It ain't like he influencing people to Drake, because it ain't working. But you want to stay over there, stay over there. But don't get mad when the ship is still going down. Y'all still taking in water. But you don't gotta hate Kendrick to like Drake. So when I stood up for the actual player, the young player that was on the team who was just minding his own business, playing music, on his little speaker box. He got a JBL, little pill speaker. He's playing his music. And to no avail, you see what happens. Mm-hmm. He ain't related to Drake. Drake just want to sleep with his wife, but he's stupid. He'll find out. He just got to find out at his own time. You ever had that friend that like, oh man, like they just, you can't even talk to them? You ever had a friend that you couldn't even talk to? I ain't saying me and Steph are friends. I'm just saying, you've ever had a friend that this is about to be a collision or there's going to be a problem for him, but your friend ain't going to listen. It would push him even more off the cliff if you were to say something. So you got to just let it happen. Oh, yeah, I got friends like that. They think every time I say something, I'm hating. Man, you just hate. Dude, you can't afford it. Why would you get that motorcycle that you can't afford? First of all, you don't ride motorcycles like that. Motorcycles, $5,000, $6,000. If you had $6,000, you would get your car fixed. Your car been sitting on bricks. And I don't want to, because I never really want a car. You live in Illinois. Unless you're going to drive in the summertime, what you going to do when it's cold and it's snow on the ground? So you're going to put $5,000 into that. And then you're going to get a loan with probably about your bad credit, 27% interest. So you're going to pay the bare minimum, which they're going to want you to pay every month. And you're going to be broke. You just a hater. Why would I hate? Why would I hate? I don't ride a motorcycle. I don't even want motorcycle lessons. I watched them ruin people's lives, take lives. Don't want to be on a motorcycle. My friend got damn near lost his whole leg on the motorcycle. I got another friend lost toes because of the motorcycle. Another dude lost his life. They didn't even find his body. They had to come back and find his body. His body was in the tree. They had the bike and didn't know where. They thought he abandoned the bike and took off. Police came and got the bike and everything. Didn't know where the hell he was. He was dead in a tree. I'm telling you, that's why you don't ride bikes. Yeah, they didn't even know where his body was at. His body was in the tree. All right, Big Ben, man, he lost his whole face. Every bone in his face was like broke. He was unrecognizable. That the plastic surgeon had to get a photograph of what he looked like when they tried to put his face back together. He was lucky to be alive. And you know what the Steelers did? They put Big Ben ass right back in practice and was like, "You gonna wear a safety mask? You going in there?" He was sore as hell from that damn car accident, but his face was smashed up. Hit the like button, good people. Oh yeah, the NBA is upset with LeBron James. Yes, Jay Williams' basketball career ended on one, even though he bragged about it on a video when he was talking about, man, the NBA don't want me to ride a bike, the Bulls. I was like, man, forget that. I got to get me a bike. Then driving to Chicago, he hit a bump, lost control of the bike, and damaged his leg completely. Completely damaged him. And they was like, there's no way. Like he in his book, he showed the photograph of what his body looked like after the fact. There was no way. His hip was destroyed. There's no way he was going to play basketball again. The Chicago Bulls could have released him that day because he violated the contract. But they felt bad for him. And they paid him out like a portion of his contract. They didn't pay him the whole contract. They just paid him a portion and let him go. And he was done. He thought he could try to get himself back to playing basketball. It's done. He wasn't playing well anyway in the NBA. He was very arrogant. He took Michael Jordan's locker. He came to the Bulls and nobody would touch Jordan's locker. And he was like, nobody gonna touch that locker? No, that's MJ locker. Nobody would touch MJ's locker. He went right over there and put his stuff in there. He ain't here no more. Y'all got to get over that. I'm here. And he went and took MJ locker. Then he complained about the rims. Man, there's something with these rims in this stadium. My shot was never like this. There's something with the rims. So the Chicago Bulls got special rims where the shots just don't go in. That's Duke mentality. So yeah, he was a piece of work here for the Chicago Bulls. And he was playing bad, and the people thought he was going to be a bust. So they was like, man, this Jay Williams guy is not what we thought. Bobby Hurley wasn't on a motorcycle. He was in a car accident, but he came back to play. He just never was the same. Oh, yes, we're going to put out a very special happy birthday for Michael Jordan. That's going to come up later on today. So this is a good way to get the day started. And I'm up out of here. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Buzz Life. CP for the win, baby. What's up? C-Pen came up in here. Outlaw just waking up. Everybody else, we'll see y'all later.